Analyst makes case for Browns to bench Shedeur Sanders for Deshaun Watson as $230 million QB returns from injury. The Cleveland Browns' search for a long-term solution at quarterback continues as rookie Shedeur Sanders prepares to start his third NFL game in Week 14. Third-round pick Dillon Gabriel has failed to make an impact, and while Sanders sparked excitement by winning his first start, he has yet to prove he is the franchise's answer under center. Adding to the pressure, the Browns recently opened the practice window for veteran quarterback Deshaun Watson. If Sanders fails to elevate his play in the coming weeks, one analyst claims the Browns could give Watson another run under center. Would the Browns bench Shedeur Sanders for Deshaun Watson? Technically, Watson remains the Browns' franchise quarterback, but injuries and inconsistent performance have left the Browns searching for alternatives. However, with both rookies failing to make a statement so far, PFSN's Anthony Pasiala believes the Browns should try Watson again. Watson is earning a ridiculous amount of money from the Browns, Pasiala wrote. He signed a fully guaranteed 5-year, $230 million contract in March 2022, which he is in the fourth season of. Despite this, Watson has appeared in just 19 games for Cleveland. This, along with the possibility of Sanders continuing to perform at a mediocre level, could tempt the Browns to give Watson another shot at being the starter. The 2022 blockbuster trade that brought Watson to Cleveland, costing 3 first-round picks, a 2023 third-rounder, and fourth-rounders in 2022 and 2024, alongside a fully guaranteed 5-year, $230 million contract, remains controversial. But the ship hasn't sailed entirely yet, and the 30-year-old Watson can still change the narrative. However, the likelihood of that seems very low, with Cleveland.com's Mary Kay Cabot also reporting that Sanders will be the starter for the rest of the season. The former Colorado star has been decent in his 2 starts so far, winning one of them and throwing for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception in those 2 games. He has seemingly already made major progress from his debut, when he replaced Gabriel, who suffered a concussion. His disastrous first appearance included completing just 4 of 16 passing attempts for 47 yards and an interception. The rookie has finished as the 15th and 24th ranked weekly quarterback in PFSN's impact rankings, so he still has plenty of room to grow. His best path for doing so is likely to continue starting and gaining in-game experience, but Watson's potential return could halt his progress this year. Even so, if struggles continue and the Browns opt to bench him, moving from Sanders to Watson would certainly be a better option than reverting to Gabriel. The morning air in Berea felt heavier than usual, thick, expectant, humming with a tension that didn't quite have a name yet. Maybe it was the cold wind rolling off Lake Erie. Maybe it was the sight of number 4 jogging onto the practice field for the first time in weeks. Maybe it was the fact that an entire city, scarred, loyal, restless, had spent the past month falling in love with a 22-year-old rookie who played like he had nothing to lose. But everyone knew something was coming. The moment Deshaun Watson's cleats hit the turf again, the countdown began. Not for his return, no, that was guaranteed. The countdown was for something else, the debate no one wanted to start but everyone knew was inevitable. And by noon, an analyst on a national midday show lit the fuse. The Browns need to put Watson back in immediately. I don't care how well Shedeur Sanders has played. You don't keep a $230 million quarterback on the bench. Period. Cleveland fans, predictably, did not take kindly to being told what period their sentence ended with. But the analyst wasn't done. He leaned forward, hands spread like a prosecutor delivering a closing argument. Look, I like the kid. He's calm, he's composed, he's mature. But this isn't Colorado anymore. This is the AFC North. You've got Myles Garrett in his prime, a defense that can win right now, and a roster designed to compete today. Watson doesn't just get paid like a franchise quarterback, he was acquired to be the franchise. You don't sit that guy because the rookie had a few good moments. It's time to bench Shedeur. It was the kind of take built for virality. The kind that burns hot. The kind that leaves scorch marks. And the timing? Couldn't have been juicier. Shedeur had just delivered the kind of performance the city had been begging for, 3 touchdowns, no picks, command at the line, a presence that felt older than his age. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't reckless. He played like he could feel the heartbeat of the game. Still, $230 million is $230 million. And the analyst wasn't alone. By late afternoon, the segment had been clipped, reposted, sliced into reaction videos, and fed into the NFL media machine. Talk radio howled. Browns fans muttered. National shows grabbed their takes like forks at a buffet. Bench Shedeur? Start Watson no matter what? Make Shedeur wait his turn? But inside the Browns facility, the debate wasn't nearly so clean. From the coach's office, Kevin Stefanski watched Watson throw on the side field with trainers. Smooth motion. Good zip. No visible discomfort. But he also remembered the sound inside the locker room after last week's win, the laughter, the confidence, the way Shedeur had quietly shaken veterans' hands, one by one, thanking them for having his back. Quarterbacks don't usually thank other people for having their back. Shedeur seemed wired differently. Stefanski stood at the window, fingers pressed against the glass, as if touching it helped him think. He knew what the analyst didn't. It wasn't just about money. It wasn't even about politics. It was about rhythm. It was about momentum. It was about the pulse of the team. Watson's return was inevitable. But the Browns weren't debating who deserved the job. They were debating what winning looked like. And that, despite what the morning pundit insisted, was not as simple as a paycheck. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders wasn't online. Not today. He sat alone in a side meeting room, hoodie up, film glowing on the wall. Tennessee. Blitz packages. Cover 3 disguises. Linebackers who creeped into the A-gap only to bail last second. Cam Ward on the other sideline, the number 1 pick, the matchup that was supposed to define Shedeur's weekend. But the room felt different today. Quieter. And Shedeur could feel the noise even though he wasn't listening to it. He'd been raised in football noise. Raised in stadiums where boos and cheers sounded the same from the tunnel. Raised in cameras, critics, pressure. He didn't flinch, not outwardly. But he felt something today. Something he couldn't quite name. Not fear. Not doubt. Just awareness. He knew Watson was back. He'd seen the social team filming him walking onto the field. He'd seen the receivers dapping him up. He'd seen the fans watching practice like it was a courtroom, waiting for a verdict. And he knew the stakes. He was the future. But Watson was the investment. And investments don't sit for long. Still, Shedeur didn't watch the talking head videos. Didn't scroll. Didn't read any of it. He hit play on the next clip. 2nd and 7. Nickel look. Slot corner creeping. Maybe blitz. Maybe bluff. Shedeur paused the film. He trusted what he saw. He always had. The locker room whisper. Veterans weren't talking loudly about it, but they weren't ignoring it either. Some leaned toward Watson. He was older.